Hello my scrappy friends, it is Jess here from the Scrappy Sisters, and thank you for joining me for a Kitaholic Kits design team layout. So for this layout I am using one of the challenges sent by Steph, set by Steph at the start of the month for all the Kitaholic Kits community was to use multiple photos but the bigger one I feel, the more important one I feel, was to use edge punches. For me, using multiple photos is kind of a given these days. Sometimes I only have a single photo, but quite often I do have, like nearly always, I have multi-photo layouts nowadays. So I think for me that one is not so much of a challenge, but pulling out my border punches was a little bit of a challenge and I wasn't really sure where to start. So what else to do than when you're feeling a bit stuck? It is to go to those that inspire you. Now, hopefully this layout of mine inspires you to get creating, but in turn, I was inspired by the amazing Alison Davis, who we know is just incredible. She has created a layout very, very similar to the one that I am using here. The background is basically where the majority of my inspiration has come from. She used these beautiful triangles and layered them, left to right, left to right, left to right to create this awesome background. That's what I am doing here. A scrap lift of hers. Mine is, of course, a little bit different. It's not 1,000,000% identical, but it is absolutely close enough that you see hers, you see mine. You will definitely see the inspiration. So I have used my border edge punches, thingies, whatever you call them, to create this scalloped edge along each of my pages. I have the American Crafts Knockout, they're called. It comes in a little like suitcase. It's got the main kind of punch bit and you can insert, I think there's about 6 different edge punches that you can insert into that to create what you like. Now these I stole off my sister. She wasn't really using them. I wanted to see what they were like. That's about the most amount of information I have for you. I then also hand stitched along the edge, which you can see the clearest on the navy blue section of the paper. Now you can see a little bit of this is hanging over the edge. I did trim this down. It was a little bit difficult to trim because I then had to, of course, make sure that the stitching didn't come unstitched or anything like that. So I'm going to skip over that part and just come straight back to it being a perfect 12 by 12 square. I also roughed up those edges just a little bit to add a little bit more texture and dimension to the page, but a lot of them do get flattened down by the time I add all of my different embellishments and things like that. I just love the colors that came with this. It's a very primary color based kit that I think would work really well for school photos also, even though it's not specifically school based. I just love the colors and the mood and feel of this collection. It's called Record It, I think, by Simple Stories, that I think it would work really well for like those back to school type layouts, which those of us in Australia, that is where we're at the moment. If you're up to date or mostly up to date in your scrapping, our kids, we do a calendar year for our schools, so our kids have only been back at school for a very short amount of time. So I have my 2 photos of Tommy. He was playing with some Play-Doh, making a hamburger. Thought he was very proud of himself and I thought the photos were cute. I did narrow it down to just 2. Of course, I probably took about 75 million. And I'm backing those with one of the frames that came in the little package of ephemera that Steph organised for us, as well as these Vicky Bouton bits and pieces with the clip, the bulldog clip there. Just seeing if my phone would hold that up, and it will. I'm a little bit glue heavy in this layout and it backfires on me terribly with glue spurting out, so I'm trying to clean up the glue. Now this is just white school glue. It absolutely dries clear, but it's just a bit annoying. But anyway, we get there in the end. Straighten up. I don't want to be able to see the blue sparkle foam sticking out from behind. So this is kind of the base of where my layout is going to start from, and we're going to grow from here with my clusters. So this layout, I am using glue to adhere these chipboard pieces from the Vicky Bouton pack, but I actually, after this one layout, have decided that double-sided tape or my ATG gun is definitely the way to go. I just think it is all to do with the drying time of the wet glue. You will see in a moment that I end up getting something to weigh down the cluster to help it stick so that I don't have to keep holding it like I am right here with my fingers, whereas this wouldn't be so much of a problem if I was using the ATG or the double-sided tape, because of course it sticks instantly. It just is a bit frustrating, and I wasn't in the mood for frustrating scrapping. I was in the mood for fast-paced, get my layout done scrapping. So yes, so you'll see I'm trying to weigh it down. I've got my little water spray gun there that I end up sitting on top. So I'm sorry that that's a little bit frustrating, but trust me, it was frustrating for me at the time also. So I don't know what possessed me to keep going though. Like, why didn't I realize after that small piece to stop using the glue? I didn't though, and I just went ahead and kept going with it, and it's frustrating throughout the whole layout. So if you're working with these, I prefer using either a more quick drying tackier glue than my wet glue, than my PVA glue, or double-sided tape. Every other layout after this one I use double-sided tape. So this cute little cluster, I stuck the vellum stickers, which are the butterflies, onto white paper and then fussy cut them out. I did realize later that I probably didn't need to bother. I could have just stuck the entire sticker with its back and all to the layout, and I think it would have been fine because it then goes into a plastic pocket, so it's unlikely to peel off the backing, but that's okay. It all works out. So this title is going to be Love This. There is another little bit that says this just here that I'm going to add on as well, because I do love this. You can be many things. I love this boy. I love this like activity with the burgers. I love this whole thing. So there we go there. I do love the font, the Vicky writing, and I do love the chipboard of these letters. I think I use them for nearly every layout this month, spoiler alert, because they're just so fun. I really enjoyed them. This cluster again, I stuck the butterfly down on paper and then fussy cut it out. Just got distracted looking at the Polaroid camera up there for about 30 seconds. Well, not even that. I thought I'd stuck it upside down, but I haven't. It's all good. All well that ends well. So this is my finished layout. I really love the way it all just pulled together. I am going to put some black splatters on as well. It doesn't necessarily need them, but I quite enjoy splattering my layouts to help me see them as finished. They look a little bit too stark and a little bit too clean for me otherwise, but absolutely it is not a necessity to be a splatter person like I am. You could definitely walk away from this right now and have it look cute. I just put some splatters around my clusters. So here is my completed layout. I'm really happy with the way it all came together. I think it's super cute. I left it to dry before taking these photos. So everything's stuck down nice and strongly now. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed following along with the progress of this layout. I can't wait to see you all again next week. Bye everyone.